Okay. I'm Jeremy Dawson, and I play keyboards, bass, and shiny toy guns. It's awesome. The festival's a little
slow right now.
Yeah. But I miss this place a lot. I would say either Majestic or Magic Stick or St. Andrews. I would say 2009 or 2008. It's been a while. 3. It took us 3 years to make it, and it's the first record we made since we've been back together as the all original 4 members of the band. And it's very, very epic, very sort of sonic mesh pot of electronics and really crazy melodies. Some of it's really, really uplifting and positive. Some of it's really dark and broody. It's really like a big roller coaster. It's really cool. I think it's a little more mature, if that makes sense. We've learned a lot. We've learned a lot of what to do, what not to do. And we took a lot more risks on this, but we did it, in my opinion, with a bit more intelligence and a bit more vision, knowing and learning from mistakes in the past. So it's an experimental record, but I think we experimented in a way that isn't going to be a turn-off for people that, you know, it's not too crazy, it's not too weird. We recorded most of it in Hollywood in 2 different studios, one called Beta Records, and the rest of it with our friend Tony Maserati at the RMC studio building. Well, we don't have like a specific inspiration. As of recent, we've really been feeding off a lot of the new music that's out right now. Like right now, we're really obsessing over Grimes, Trelly XCX, Purity Ring, Beach House. There's some awesome new music out there right now. The new Twin Shadows is unbelievable. We just listened to a lot of new stuff. The M83 record was a major thing we were listening to as well about a year ago. I'll keep what I liked, and what influenced me, and I started with when I was really young. I'll keep those core albums or bands like in the back of my brain, but I love to move on and progress with music instead of just like, you know, still listening to Def Leppard. You know, I still do listen to Def Leppard, but you know, like, you've got to listen to a lot of music. So, like, I guess when I was younger, I wasn't actually allowed to listen to anything that was evil.
Oh, yeah?
I was raised very conservatively, but when I was able to rebel enough, I discovered Motley Crue, which was pretty awesome. The funny thing, now that I've met them and I know who they are, they were just partying at the ball. They're not evil, that's just Hollywood. We all thought that in the 80s. I mean, you didn't know. I was raised in the South, and that was, you know, people actually believe that AC/DC stood for After Christ the Devil Comes, and WASP was We Are Satan's People. Actually, remember WASP, the hair band? You know what their name actually stands for? We Are Sex Perverts. And they literally intended for it to be that way. If you Google their lyrics, that's what they are. They're LA fucking sex addict. No, we toured so hard that we missed, like we were like out in the road. I do remember that, and in my opinion, that's a problem because that means you didn't grow and develop. It's like throwing a 14-year-old child into a very adult situation at 14. Who's going to be missing out on all the years of growing as a band. Can hurt you and cause you, when you do go on the road and you don't have the #1 song on the radio that got you to jump 20 floors up quickly, you're going to miss all those fans you would have met on every single floor of the great building of music. You have to build, and you have to build in the right way, so that if for some reason your music slips into more of an underground format, you don't have like televisions and radios and all this crazy hype around you, you still have your core base that you met on every floor of the building. It's really important. Two things I wanted to do, and I do both of them, which was music and chase storms. Yeah, I do meteorology stuff, and yeah, when I was that was it. It was totally it. May 3rd, 1999, it was an EF5 that crossed through Moore in Oklahoma City. It's the biggest tornado ever recorded, ever. You know what? Once, a few years ago, we were in Iowa City, like near the, not quite Iowa City, I think it was more like Sioux City. We were basically on the river on the border between Iowa and Nebraska area. And what the truck that we chase him uses, what it does is it sends data to a satellite, which pings these things called golf balls, or just Doppler, old Doppler antennas that spin around in these big golf-looking things. And the information is collected from the golf ball, sent back to the satellite and back to our computers. But when those things go down, either lightning or a power lossage or a generator goes down, our information that we see is old, and we don't know it until this thing called a text message is sent out. Not like a text message. Yeah. It's a message that says, hey, KCR, KRAW Doppler is out. We're in repair. So I'm coming up a hill, and say a breakout of multicellular supercell thunderstorm. So there's many elements of potential tornado damage, like to the northwest and south of us, and we're right in the middle of it. And all of a sudden, our radar's gone. Everything's rain wrapped, where I can't actually see a wall cloud and a potential funnel. So for a minute, and you can hear the sirens. I already see trees down. So there's already been, wolves in the area. There's already been touchdowns in the area, and it's getting dark. And I got a bunch of people in the van with me that don't know anything about storms. Nah, we leave it in Oklahoma, right in the middle of Tornado Alley, and keep it there. But yeah, that day was scary because I couldn't see. Couldn't see with my eyes, couldn't see with my antennas. We were like, we got lucky though. We got out of there. First show was, I don't know the date. It was in Hollywood at the Echo, which is at Echo Park. I would say it was like fall 2003, and we totally blew it, as do all bands in their first run. And we learned a lot. It was a long time ago. The club's still there though. I think the most memorable experience in this band are yet to come.
What is it?
There's the stuff that's going to be coming up next. I think is going to be really awesome. What's going to happen next? I wish.
Yeah.
No, I can't. Well, who knows what's going to happen next? I mean, we all have a variety of different projects that we're going to be working on, like outside of Shine Till It Guns, and then we're going to do another Shine Till It Guns album.
Alright.
Do our first one. No? Well, I write and produce for other people too, other artists and stuff. We were driving from Omaha, Nebraska to Montana. We called it the Great Montana Tour. We literally were touring the whole state. It was January. It was a blizzard. Like sideways ice and snow. There's nobody on the highway but us in these twin RVs with trailers. And the RVs are sliding back and forth. And it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and we just bulldozed through the ice and snow for hours and hours till like 9 o'clock in the morning till we got to Billings. Oh, and we drove through Hurricane Rita on purpose.
Just for fun?
Just to do it, yeah. The whole band. My drummer hid under the seat on the phone with his mom, crying the whole time. But Kara and I did that. We're crazy like that.